Hello there my fellow SimRig racers, I am the SimRig Racer and welcome to today's video where I'm jumping back into iRacing and I'm going to check out the all new Hyundai Veloster TCR car which has just been released as part of the 2022 Season 2 build. Now, I know, I only just made a video about the Honda Civic TCR and how great I thought that was, and I was happy and I was content and I didn't want or need another touring car. But guess what? I hit the buy it now button as soon as it was released and I instantly fell in love with this new car. I absolutely love it. It's become my favourite TCR car and in this video I'm going to tell you why. So come and join me out on track after the intro. So here we are at the back of the grid and we've got the full lineup of all the TCR cars that are now available in iRacing. Of course, we are in the brand new Hyundai Veloster, which was the latest TCR car to be added to the lineup. Isn't it amazing? We waited what seemed like an eternity for some touring cars in iRacing, and then they come along in one go. In the last build, we received the Hyundai Elantra and the Honda Civic. With the with the Honda Civic, whoa dear, cold tyres. With the Honda Civic being my favourite, of course they were added to the original Audi TCR, which although I enjoyed initially, didn't really float my boat because I didn't like the DSG gearbox in it. It wasn't touring-y car enough for me. So anyway, I thought, right, I've got my Honda Civic, I'm a happy chappy, and then out of the blue, for the very next build, they announce this Hyundai Veloster. Didn't really know much about it, so you know, as always, you scurry off, have a little look, see what the crack is. It turns out it's the previous generation of Hyundai touring car, with the Elantra being its replacement. So we've got a chance to drive both because this car is still actively raced in the a lot of the American touring car series, such as the IMSA Pilot series. Clear left. So I thought, you know what? I own all the touring cars in iRacing so far. I've found my favourite. I don't need to buy another one. But guess what happened? On the day of release, click here to buy, and I got it. He's still there. He's still. Oh. And you know what? I am. Ooh, yep, steady, chaps. I'm so glad I did. This is it. To me, this is the perfect touring car in iRacing. It's got, you know, your normal flappy paddle gearbox with a clutch for your standing starts, as you'd find in, you know, most of your popular touring car series. So it's already got a leg up on the Audi for me. It's a shorter wheelbase than the other Hyundai, the Elantra, so it's a little bit more nimble.
Car left.
Oh.
Still clear left.
So when you get into the tight twisty stuff, it's a lot easier to throw around. You have to be a little bit careful though, because it does suffer from a snappy rear end when the tyres are cold, which you would have seen at the beginning of the race on the first lap.
On your left.
But it is
Still there.
not necessarily predictable, but it is definitely manageable. So it's you know, when it does skip.
13th place. Well done.
Oh yeah, he's defending early. As long as you're on the ball, it's recoverable. And it does feel good when it snaps out and you got to whack on a quick bit of opposite lock to get it back. It does feel good. It's one of those satisfying moments in sim racing that I really enjoy. Now it compared with the Audi, it doesn't have the ultimate top speed down the straights. Nothing can really touch that Audi and its aero and mechanical combination, but it's an unusual car to drive. You always seem to be in a higher gear than what you think because of the DSG gearbox on it, so it doesn't really float my boat. But it is rapid. Now, compare it to my previous favourite, which was the Honda Civic. It's just the wheelbase configuration is just slightly different, and it does have an effect on how the car handles. Oh, a little bit of grass. Oh, pit wall, pit wall.
Hold your line.
Can we get him? Yes. Anyway, back to the Honda Civic, and yeah, I think it's a slightly different track, wheelbase. It's just got that element of stability, especially over the curbs, that you don't get with the Honda. Once you've mastered the skippy nature of the Honda, it feels really alive to drive. It really does, and it's when you nail that fast lap where you've been brave enough to take some of the curbs, it's genuinely a really satisfying experience.
The gap to Tucker.
But sometimes in a race scenario, it's nice to know that you can be a little bit more brave with the overtaking and track limits, because you've just got that added stability.
Rainbow ahead is now 0.5.
But it doesn't take away. Ooh, right against the limit there. Oh, remember to change gear. Getting a bit carried away. But it's still fun to drive. But the curbs won't try and kill you every time you dare use them. Or when you want to be brave and put a move on. Which is how you go with touring cars, is that, you have to use all the track and then some if you want to make your way through the grid, especially when you do these back of the grid challenges, which I really enjoy against the AI, especially in iRacing. I enjoy the way that they've got the talent spread, the field spread, so it's easy to pass the early cars, harder to pass the later cars. Right, let's tuck him behind. Let's let him punch a nice hole in the air for. Come off the throttle there in mid-corner. I just unsettled the car. It became really floaty for a minute and I thought I was going to be in trouble. But again, the physics, the force feedback, this is going to be hairy. I could feel that through the wheel. I knew what was going on. I knew I had to be careful. I had to be smooth with my inputs. There's just something about this little Honda that's just clicked with me. I just absolutely love it. I wasn't expecting it at all. I don't know if it's my driving style, which, as you all know, is distinctly average and ham-fisted. And this car happens to just flatten my driving a little bit. Or it could be the trusty old Accuforce direct drive wheel that happens to just be dialed in nicely with this car. I just can seem to just throw it about with gay abandon, not have to worry, knowing I can 99.99% of the time, I can collect it up. And I am as surprised as anybody. I thought I'd found my Honda, my touring car of choice for the future with the Honda there, on iRacing anyway. But it turns out, a mere few weeks later, after producing a video saying how much I love the Honda Civic, you can watch that video. There'll be a link at the end screen for you. Along comes this unexpected touring car, and that's it. I'm in love with something completely new, and it's Honda Civic. What was that one? Oh no, I don't remember nothing about that. You know, not that I'm fickle, of course. And not that I don't get my eye turned by something new and shiny. Honest. But for this build at least, if you see me on iRacing in a touring car, I will be in the Veloster. So much so that I've even given it the Simrig Racer livery. Ready for when I hit the track. Oh, just listen to those sounds. Do you know, this is another thing that's a little bit frustrating about iRacing sometimes. Is sometimes they absolutely nail it. The sounds are brilliant. You got that little 4-cylinder tin pot screaming away. You got the the nice clunky gearbox change. You got that dump valve chatter. It's really good.
That's the finish. Well done.
Can we take a place at the line? No, not quite. Yeah, as I say, the sounds are exactly what you'd expect. They are bang on touring car sounds. And again, I made a video about the new Brazilian V8 stock car in iRacing. Love the sounds. Had a real punch to them, Got that meatiness, that deep sound, that deep noise that a V8 can produce. And then I made a video. In fact, I made a lot of iRacing videos about the new content with the Aston Martin GT4 touring car. And I was completely left uninspired by the sounds. It was a real letdown. It seems so odd how they can get something so spot on and then all of a sudden produce a, I don't want to say duff one, but certainly a weaker sounding car. But anyway. Yeah, that'll rub out. That'll buff out. I enjoyed my look at the new Hyundai TCR Veloster in iRacing. I hope I've tempted you to part with some cash, so I'm not the only mad fool to buy yet another touring car that I didn't want, and until I bought it, didn't think I needed it. Damn you, iRacing. And in the meantime, why not check out some of my other iRacing videos covering the new 2022 Season 2 build content. They'll be coming up for you to enjoy in the end screen. Well, I'm off to go and try this little cheeky TCR around some other tracks on iRacing. In the meantime, race hard, race fair. Bye bye.